Dems in Philly. The Democrats in Philly, they launched their convention yesterday. And regardless of how the sellouts try to spin it. See, this is what you got to listen, people. If you are still giving these people that have sold us out credibility, then I have no choice but to say we're going to get what we're going to get. The Democrats are winning. We are the ones that have been losing. If you're not trying to understand how we have been losing, we will never win again. It's not good enough to say we're going to win. If you're not addressing how have we been losing, we should have never been losing. How did this happen? And all I can tell you is the one common denominator between liberalism out in the open over the last 8 years and what is going on now is the conservative media, the people that we trust. Once they started pushing a person that's a lifelong liberal, we should have said, oh no. And the ones that were saying, oh no, we were saying it. The never Trumpers, free the delegates, we were saying, oh no, this guy he can't represent us. He cannot win. We were saying it. We were shouting it to the rafters. But we were colluded against. There was a concerted effort to stifle and shut us up. And the people in conservative media were part of that effort. The people at the head of the Republican Party were part of that effort. They shut us up. So how are you going to continue to turn these people on and ask them again to give you a voice, give you an explanation? They are making this explanation favorable to Donald Trump. But if you break down what you witnessed at the Democrat National Convention, the question one you need to ask is, after the last 8 years, how are these guys speaking with so much confidence? How can Michelle Obama, Elizabeth Warren, and them say with so much confidence that the last 8 years was a success that needs to be continued? How can they do that? Don't listen to the people that sold you out. Tell you, oh my God, these guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous. They were lying through their teeth. Guess what? They've been winning lying. So that's not good enough anymore. You gave us something that we didn't need, trying to tell us something that we don't know, that we already know. I'm sorry. How did they have so much confidence? Because they know that there's nobody on the right. We did not pick anybody that can make the case. Everything that we're saying about them, we can say about our candidate. It's a wash. Donald Trump is not designed to get the upper hand on Hillary Clinton or liberalism. All we can do is continue to be tricked into thinking that we have a shot. And I believe we will start winning again when we stop living a lie. There is no difference between Black Lives Matter carrying the mantra of hands up, don't shoot, and we know it's a lie. There is no difference than thinking we can win with Donald Trump knowing it's a lie. We can trick ourselves into believing that's the truth, and we can march up and down the street and we can go protect this monstrosity if you want to. I choose to live in Truthville, not Rushville. And I'm not making a rush to judgment. I'm calling balls and strikes. We cannot win with our pick, and the Democrats know it. Is it too late to defeat the Democrats? Maybe, but God is good. So I'm not going to X God out of it, which we've been doing, so we can accommodate the orange boy. But I'm going to take the stance of we have a great opportunity to educate the public. Educate the public based on the facts that we have. Not the facts Herman Cain, his losing ass, is trying to make up. The facts that we have. We have 8 years of liberalism. And guess who has got the short end of the stick of the last 8 years? The homosexuals, Christians, African Americans, Hispanics. Everybody but Nancy Pelosi, Harry Reid, Barack Obama, anybody but the liberal elites have got the short end of the stick. Or young people in school, in colleges, they got the short end of the stick. We have an example to show them how liberals have been screwing them. We, the people, can make that case. The never Trumpers can make that case. The free the delegates can make that case. But Donald Trump can't, because he's a liberal. We have to take our country back. We have to take our educational system back. We have to take our media back. This is something we could do. We have to do a mass exodus against the media system and use the facts that everybody know to educate them. Don't make it about Hillary. Don't make it about Harry Reid, and make it about liberalism versus conservatism. It's just a very easy thing to do. Hard to swallow. Why? Because you have been fundamentally transformed to look at personalities. You have been fundamentally transformed to immerse yourself into legislation. You have been fundamentally transformed into creating more groups and more groups and more groups. Now, are those things bad? No. But we have gotten here because nobody is educated. And the ones that was educating sold us out. We got to take education back. If we don't educate them, they won't understand our groups. If we don't educate the ones who are getting screwed, they won't join our groups. If we don't educate using the facts of the last 8 years, and some good people like myself can go back even further than that to show how what is happening with liberalism is going to enslave us all. We'll be having groups where we're preaching to the choir. We got to get new members. The new members are the ones that is voting for their own demise. We have to educate them. The key to what I'm sharing is less expensive. It probably requires some resources, but it's less expensive. You know how you can start? Use the tools that's been given, the facts that's been given. Make the kind of facts that I'm sharing go viral. Doesn't cost you anything. A point and a click of the mouse, a share, a like, an email. Bam, doesn't cost you a dime, just cost you some time. Because why? When somebody sees 1 million views or 1 million likes or 1 million shares, that's the new credibility. Lot easier. Blow your teachers up so it shuts their teachers up. Create your groups. But when you blow up your educational system, you get the right kind of people and more people in your groups, not the people that already agree with you. We got to get people who have disagreed with us over the last 8 years and ended up with the short end of the stick. We got to get people that disagreed with our candidate that we propelled out there in front because we didn't propel our value system out there. Every single person that supported a candidate and didn't want to hear nobody else's opinion unless they said your candidate's name, you are part of the problem. It was never about your candidate. It should have never been about your candidate. It should have been about our principles. Our conservative principles would have been able to show everybody how they're getting screwed by liberalism. But we missed it because we were promoting our candidate. And right now to this day, we're falling in that same trap. You know this is a Marco Rubio group? Why are you in here? You supported Ted Cruz. No, I'm trying to support conservatism. And right now we can make a case against liberalism. It ain't got nothing to do with Hillary. But if you do want to make it about Hillary, let's keep it real. Donald Trump can't beat Hillary. He is Hillary. Donald Trump is not qualified to address the emails, the smoking gun that they have. Why? Because his guns are smoking too, with the same foolishness. Donald Trump's a name caller, so you can't point out the fact that they calling names. Donald Trump assassinates people's faith, so you can't point out the fact that they tried to get Bernie Sanders' faith. Donald Trump is the one that calls people a liar, so you can't get on W. Washington Schultz because she calls somebody a liar. Donald Trump uses his money for political positioning, so you can't get on the person that paid to sit next to Barack Obama. Donald Trump and the RNC colluded against our delegates. They colluded against hundreds upon hundreds of our delegates. And you're going to try to point out how they colluded against one person running? Yes, their thousands of their supporters feel screwed. How do you think our supporters of our delegates feel? Donald Trump and the RNC can't point out that collusion. And Donald Trump and all of his minions, Rush, Sean, Herman, Laura Ingraham, Fox News, everybody you've been listening to, except for Mark Levin, Glenn Beck, Mr. Dees, people like that, except for them, you can't listen to them anymore because they're part of the collusion. Our groups will not work if we don't bring in new people. Let's go rescue the people that liberalism has screwed over royally. Let's go educate them. Let's go use facts, outline it, show them that you're voting for your own demise and your demise is about 4 years away unless you wise up. by doing that right now, we might have a chance of protecting the other people that's getting screwed by our pick. Real conservatives that need our help, educating the populace so that they don't get voted out, so that they don't lose their seats or lose their chances because of Donald Trump. Come on, people. Education. What are we doing to educate the people? Because the education thing is why we lost, why we're losing, and why you keep listening to the people who have sold you out. There's no reason with all the millions upon millions of conservatives that these kind of voices like mine shouldn't have 1 million views on every single thing I put out. Vet it. Don't fall into the trap. Don't make me help you fall into the trap of me being like a Rush or a Sean. Vet it. And if it makes sense, make it go viral. That's a start. It's easy. Don't cost nothing. Everything else gonna cost millions upon millions upon millions. And we possibly might have to go through the people that sold us out and ask them for permission so we can leave them alone. Hey, I'm Phil Williams. Be right back.